welcome to my channel, Conscious Growing. I'm Matthias. So today I want to talk about sensitization and how to deal with it. And so I want to keep it very simple today. And the thing is, when you're sensitized, you experience everything in an exaggerated manner. That's clear. Means your emotions, your thoughts, your sensations in the body are more sensitive. And so you react with sensitivity. And on this journey, we go through different periods. And sometimes this sensitization might be very moderate. And you feel, okay, there's something going on in the background always. You feel, okay, I'm not the real me, I'm not the carefree me, but okay, it's in the background, I'm used to it for a while already, and so you could say, okay, this is one of the easier, better days. But then you can have a minor time and you're already more excited with little tasks. Even thoughts about the future can cause some more sensitization. And then of course we have these so-called setbacks or more severe periods, and this is due to the state of your sensitization, and obviously you are more sensitized on some days. And it's very important to understand that this has nothing to do necessarily with the things you have done, because this can happen, these ups and downs can happen without any rule. So I suggest don't try to find a rule. Of course, when you have done more activities or when you have had more life stress again, then this will influence your sensitization, is for sure. But as long as you go through your days as best as you can and you experience these various states of sensitization, then it's obvious that there's more sensitization on some days compared to others. And our mind always trying to figure out, why do I have more sensitization compared to yesterday? Yesterday was quite okay, but why do I have it today? And then you get easily into these spirals again and trying to understand, try to ruminate. You feel uncomfortable and you're looking for solutions and so on. We all know these mechanisms, and it's good also to stop these mechanisms. So what do I do on a difficult day? What do I do when sensations are really intense? So first of all, we have to see that this nervous system is in a progress. It's a work in progress. And this means this sensitization is there for you to establish new healthy patterns in your life. So in other words, when the sensations are there and you react with more fear and more fearful thoughts and unhealthy patterns, then it's clear that the cycle will keep going. And this is the hardest part for most people. But what we want to do is we want to establish new reactions. And one of the reactions is like when you feel that the anxiety comes up, when the adrenaline is surging, then you usually might get frustrated, create immediately this "oh no, not again" thoughts, or what if this, what if that thoughts appear. But if you're able to stop for a moment and to slow down yourself, just see where you can let your body more go, where you can stop this tense hold on yourself. Take a breath and just pause a little bit. And this is already a safety message to your nervous system, because usually you want to run away. You want to distract yourself maybe, or you immediately feel these intrusive thoughts. But here at the very point, at the edge of going into despair or all kinds of negative emotions, you can stop. And here's the point, you allow what's there. So, in other words, you allow the adrenaline surges, but you are not identified with them. They are happening, and you just see them happening. But you don't give any labels, you just let them be there. Because every adrenaline surge will come down sooner or later. And even if you have high anxiety, and even if you have several anxiety surges along the day, or even if it feels like it's a 24/7 thing, I can reassure you that this is not true. It might feel like this, but you always, even on the hardest days, you have some pause. And so again, the question is, how do I react? How do we react on these unpleasant sensations? Because the more we are able to let them play out as they need to, because this is just old energies that wants to transform, that wants to act themselves out, burn themselves out. And in the moment we are involved, in the moment we try to micromanage anything, in the moment we are fighting it, in the moment we distract, in the moment we add more negative thoughts, this thing gets bigger. And here's where we want to break the cycle. And here's the opportunity to break the cycle. And you can imagine, or I want to use the image of, let's say, your subconscious is your child and you are the adult. And now your subconscious is screaming. It's screaming through the symptoms, through the thoughts combined to these adrenaline surges. So it shouts, danger, 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 we are in danger. But then you sit in your place and you look around, you see there's no danger. When you're outside, there's also no danger. In 99% of the cases, we are not in danger. and you acknowledge, okay, my subconscious sends some danger signals, some alarm signals, and now it's the question, how do I respond to this? And this very first response is so important. This is what Claire Weeks called second fear. So means there is a symptom, there is a sensation, there is this so-called first fear, and the second fear is, how do I respond? And fueling the fear would mean, oh no, not again. Oh no, I have these horrible sensations again. Oh no, there's this adrenaline. Oh no, 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 it's going to kill me, and so on. So all these voices and reactions we might experience. And when we're able to be more neutral, to say, okay, they are allowed to be here. Even the worst case scenarios, even the most intrusive thought that might come up, they are allowed to be there, because this is the subconscious, the scared part of us that's screaming at us. And we want to retrain this part. And there's no other way than to allow everything that comes. Even welcome it. So you want to stay put with your presence. I don't mean this tensed hold, I mean your presence. And when you're able, when this transition happens, and by transition I mean when anxiety comes up, when symptoms get stronger, when you are able to do the opposite you usually do, means you get a little bit loose in your body, you are the wet noodle, and you repeat this again and again and again. And what won't happen is that you will have immediate success. And what I mean, like when you use this image of going loose in your body, this doesn't mean that you have to feel loose in your body. You don't need to feel any result in the beginning. So on some days it might work better. Sometimes it's just this beginner spirit where you are able to be more loose and relaxed because it's a new concept and then it works. But then the next time it might not work. And then you might say, this isn't working. I'm going to stop this. But if you know my videos, this is so much about repetition. So what I mean, you might say to yourself, I'm getting loose and limp and relaxed in my system. You might say it 100 times or more a day, because this anxious energy builds up, this tension builds up again and again. And instead of freaking out about it, and instead of running away, instead of avoiding, you stop, you calm down a little bit, you allow your shoulders to drop, you feel your sitting bones, you feel your back, everything can be there, the tension can be there, the adrenaline can be there, so you don't fight it. And this is exercising. But most people don't practice this long enough, because what's happening is you might practice this for a week and you have some results here and there, but your measurement is always, my symptoms are still there. I still feel them. This is not working. And then you are like hijacked by your subconscious again, and the subconscious would say, we don't make any progress. Look, the symptoms are still there. Look, the anxiety is still there. It's more severe than ever. So this is not working. And here's where most people come off the track. And they're going back to unhealthy patterns, and they distract themselves. And I say this over and over again because this is what happens. And so we need so much patience with ourselves and so much, a compassionate attitude, because this is not a quick fix. But we live in a society where everybody is looking for quick fixes. We want to be happy all the time. But on this path, you go through very, very, very unpleasant states. And it's about to learn to let them be there. Because, and we're coming back to the beginning, it's all about the resistance we have. Because if we have resistance towards these unpleasant states, you can try everything. You can try methods of calming down, and you can meditate. But whenever the strong emotions and strong sensations come back, you're like caught up and you lose trust in yourself, and you get off track. This happens so easily. And it's okay to come off track. We are humans. We are not, at least not many of us are Zen masters, and every Zen master also needed lots of practice through his life to come to a certain state. So it's really about repetition and practice. Because I think there's no need to calm the nervous system down. Every attempt to calm the nervous system down is just a message to the subconscious, something is wrong. We have to work on this. But this nervous system is working flawlessly. It just does its job. It's just sensitized. And our job is nothing other than allowing everything that comes up, because it's a process of suppressed emotions. It's a process of everything that was suppressed is coming out now without techniques. So the only thing we have to do, we just have to allow it. And we allow it mentally, and we can even allow it physically as described. So we open up as good as we can, and again, please understand that it's not needed to feel relaxed. It's just this repetition. And then at a certain point, the relief or the peace is there somehow. And you don't know why. But I can tell you why it happened, because you practiced. You practiced allowance, and you practiced allowing your body to be open and not fight what comes up. And practically, it also means that you can teach your brain that the sensations can be there and you go on with your day. So you're not running away. You feel them. They are there. You sense them, but you do your dishes. And your main focus is doing the dishes. And the rest is in the background, like always. And it might shout, and it is shouting for attention. And again, so you're not hectically doing your stuff in order not to feel it. You do it as slow as you can. You acknowledge that, okay, right now there's anxiety. Okay, right now there are more symptoms. We want to learn to be okay with this. It's okay that it's there. Because when we are able to show that it's not a big thing, that it's there, the subconscious can relax. Because then they say, look, Matthias is not making a big thing out of it. He continues with his life, with his task. He does it in a slow and constant manner. He's acknowledging me. He's giving me space. But he's not making a big thing out of it. So if you want to come back to this image of the subconscious as a child, and it's full of fear, full of anxiety, it's these old ways of how it acted when it was helpless as a child, or even in adulthood. So then it looks at you, and you look at it, and now it's important, what is your response? When this part is freaking out, and you are freaking out as well, then yeah, the energy will go up. And this is what I mean by, oh God, well, you are the one who decides. You are the master of your mind. So when you run away, when you distract, when you get caught up in these intrusive thoughts, then you're showing your subconscious, I'm in this alarm as well. So therefore, I have to say, okay, you can be there. Do as much as you like. Stay as long as you like. Do what you need to do. But I will not pay you full attention 24/7. And this is what easily happens, because when we have these conditions for a while, it's the topic number one of the day most of the time. So everything is, we manage our days around it. So, and it's all about honesty. And honesty, I mean, am I able to shift my attention away from it? In small but constant steps. This is the hardest part of it, because it got our attention so much. And we always think we can work it out. We think we can think ourselves out of it. But this doesn't work. If you get in a street fight with your mind, you can't win. You can't win. Calm reassurance, yes. Repetition, calm reassurance. Act and behave as if you're okay, yes, wonderful. A very important tool on this path. But don't go into a street fight with your own mind. You can't win. And this is very important to understand. So, to break it down, you want to learn and show and teach your brain that whatever comes up is part of the process, and it's good because it comes up. You don't need to do anything. And when you respond well, and when you allow everything, and with time you are more able to stay put, then your subconscious will understand that there's no threat anymore. And when this happens, symptoms will go down by themselves. And that's actually nervous system regulation without interference. And then you have done a teaching to your brain. And, you know, for some people, it really takes a long time. For me, it took, and I'm still in the process, to be honest. It's a lifetime job, maybe, because we really have to build new neural pathways. This is what's actually our job. But at a certain point, when there's more confidence and when there's enough practice, the symptoms will go down. And this is the regulation of the nervous system. So it's happening indirect, not direct. The more we try it direct, the less it won't work. And I also think when it takes a long time, it's not necessarily a bad thing, because as we know, when you compare it with other things, you know, because okay, what I mean is there might be people who recovered after a month or 2 months. You have these examples, and then people say, I recovered, I did this and this, I implemented this stuff, and then I was recovered, I have no symptoms, don't feel any anxiety anymore, I understood the principles, and it worked just well for me. And then we are sitting there, mouth open, and we're thinking, why is this guy or this woman, why was he or she able to do it? And I'm still in the thick of it. What, I do something wrong maybe. But see it from another perspective. Maybe you're really doing a deep, deep job. You go all through these setbacks and these progress cycles, and you do it over and over and over again. And maybe this process of someone who needed 2 or 3 years or however long, compared to that one who managed it in 2 months, maybe this whole process has much more depth. Because what I mean is, maybe when life is knocking again, and when you have some stress again in your life, maybe through this long process you radically learn something for the future. And this might be that you are not so easily knocked out again by life, because maybe you have a deep-rooted recovery because you went through all these difficult times and through all these setbacks. And this build up more resilience, maybe compared to the other person. So what I want to point out here in the end is, really don't compare your process with anyone else. You just want to implement the principles and the stuff that guides you out of these conditions. And these simple tools I'm offering on this channel. And yeah, if you like this content, please subscribe to the channel, share it with anyone you know and might find this helpful, and leave a comment, ask questions, thumbs up, everything that feels right to you. And I see you in the next video. Bye for now.